Okay, so this lesson is going to be an introduction to the musical staff. We're going to take a little look at what what does music look like on paper. So I'm going to be writing some things on my stand. I'm going to try to have some inlays added during the editing. Okay, so you can take a look at that. So the first thing you'll notice is the staff is a collection of 5 lines with 4 spaces in between. Okay, lower notes exist at the bottom of the staff. As we go higher, we hit higher notes. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is a clef. So a clef is kind of like an answer key for the staff. Different instruments use different clefs, and those affect what notes are actually on the lines and the spaces. While pianists have to actually read one clef for each hand, yikes, we're lucky and fortunate that the guitar only reads the treble clef, which is a pretty common clef, and you've probably seen it in some cartoons or on some t-shirts even, I don't know. So it looks like that. We're going to start by dividing the staff up between these 5 lines and 4 spaces. So from the bottom, going to the top, the lines are E, G, B, D, F. Okay? I have a phrase that I love to remember here. Every good bird does fly. Okay, so just like Eddie A. Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, for the open strings, I love to use mnemonic devices and acronyms to help keep me from forgetting important information. Okay, so for the space notes from the bottom to top, they spell F-A-C, face. So that's pretty easy to remember, right? Now, I'm going to leave at the end of this lesson, you can pause the screen, just some worksheets, right? Because now that you know these, you can identify notes on the staff. Not on the guitar just yet. We'll get to that later. But being able to name notes is going to be critical on your musical journey. So let's just try a couple examples together and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just randomly picking a few notes here. We'll do 2 lines and 2 space notes, okay? And if we're asking ourselves, what are the names of these notes? There's 3 questions we can ask ourselves, okay? The first thing we have to narrow down is it a space note or is it a line note? Okay? And the second question then is, what number space or what number line is it on? Then we simply count up using our answer key and we've got the note name there. Okay, so how do we know if it's a line note or a space note? Well, as you can see pretty clearly, a space note is going to rest completely in between the lines, while a line note is going to look like it's a pizza that's been cut in half. So if there's not a line crossing through the note, we've definitely got a space note on our hands. Okay, so with this first note here, is this a line note or a space note? Well, I'm going to say that it's a space because there's definitely not a line bisecting it, cutting it in half. Okay, so now we're going to count up. First space is empty. Second space, ding ding ding, that's got to be an A. And we know that. Let's go back to our list. Face, F-A is the second letter. That's a no-brainer. Okay, so now what do we've got here? Well, we can clearly see that this note is being cut in half, so it's a line note. Alright, let's count from the bottom to see what number it is. 1, 2. This is also 2. Let's plug this back into every good. We'll stop there. Good is a G. We know that that note's a G. Can you finish the last two by yourself? Alright, so how'd you do? I'm going to go ahead and work through my process. Okay, so looks like note number 3 has a line going through it. It must be a line note. So I know my answer key is going to be every good bird does fly. I'm going to count from E, G, B, D. Number 4, that note's a D. Congratulations. Okay, if you missed that one, let's take some extra time to do the space note. Alright, so remember our space note answer key is face. And we're going to take a look. Okay, this is a space note, and it's in the very first one. That's a pretty easy one to end on. It's F.